friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today I figured I would start a bit of a plant care-ish day in the life video. Basically I've woken up and I feel like I've got a lot of plant chores to do today, and so I thought I would bring you along with me to do them. I have already started, sorry, but I woke up and started doing stuff. So far I am watering my IKEA cabinet today. The Millsbow, I need to remember to call it the Millsbow. I'm watering my Millsbow today, and I have gone through, pulled out all of the moss poles, and those are in the bathtub, and they've had a first go with the, oh, another one. Oh, I missed it. They like to sit on the windows sometimes, so I try and get them when they're on the windows. Sorry, Joe. I know he doesn't like it when I do that because I'm getting my handprints all over the windows, but it'll be fine. Yeah, I've given them a first go around with some water, and I've then gone in and watered all of the soil stuff in the cabinet. I think I watered the pond stuff in there last week, and that stuff takes a lot longer to dry out, so none of that really needed anything. But there is some chopping and propping I want to do from cabinet plants, as well as, let me grab it. I've decided it's definitely time to pot this up. Look at that. It is so nice. And I've not had the best of luck with, there it is, ha, got him. I've not had the best luck with Hoyas in pon, and I don't think I want to take the obovata to risk it, because I really want this plant, and so I think I'll probably put it in soil because it's got so many roots. Look at them. I know I just showed these in my October favorites video, but oh my god. So I'm gonna repot that, and then I have a couple little bits of props that I've gotten recently that I should probably pot up as well. Some in the cabinet. Most of them actually will go in the cabinet, so yeah, I think I just need to do that, and then I need to just generally maintain the collection. I might do some dusting. I've got to film a video later, but other than that, it's just a sort of planty day. So why not bring you with me on my little planty journey? Forgot to do my intro. Hello, if you're new here and you don't know me already, my name is Emma, and I make houseplanty content all over the internet. So if you want to follow along with my houseplanty journey and learn something along the way, stick around, watch some more of my videos, and subscribe to my channel. If you're not new here, welcome back. Thank you for coming back. I appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed this video as well. Before we do anything though, I need some breakfast, so I'm gonna go make myself a little something, and then we can get on with the chores. I think this is the most British breakfast I could ever have. Beans on toast and a cup of tea. I'm completely assimilated at this point. I mean, it's been 5 years, but oh, I love beans on toast. Good morning, baby. How are you doing? Snotty? I know, you're always snotty. You're so beautiful. Y'all know how I said I would fill this up during my October updates video? I've not. So, I mean, it's not empty of water, but it's probably not enough for some of these in a minute. I mean, I'm sure it's fine because it's so humid in here that these plants are not having any issues, but I should probably fill it up with some more water. So let me go get some fertilizer and water. Just got my jug here of fertilizer water. This is using a gold leaf at the ratio for semi-hydro, and I'm just going to pour it straight in. It's okay if it gets on the plants. Maybe, I think. Fungus, now how the heck did you get in there? You don't want to be in there. There's no soil in there. I think I squished it. So I think that should be fine. Honestly, I probably need to take this begonia out and probably this silver blush as well. They're getting on the bigger side, and then I can put smaller stuff in again and keep the sort of cycle going. But I'm scared to take this begonia out because it's just only been in like really high humidity box, and then before that the prop box, which is also really high humidity. So I'm just a bit nervous to bring it out into my flat. Maybe I'll put it into the IKEA cabinet as a sort of transitionary thing because it's doing so well. It's the best begonia I've ever had, and I've just like completely ignored it and make sure it had really high humidity, and that's worked really, really well for it. And it's in semi-hydro as well. All of this stuff is in semi-hydro, but yeah, this is the only time I actually had a begonia that I felt like was growing super well, so who knows. Also, oh my goodness, you see that? Like, do you see those little pink spots? All those little pinky spots are bits where it's growing new leaves, which is super exciting. Like, it started a new growth point, so maybe it's branching out a little bit. Maybe I'll pinch the growth from the top, like you do to make plants a bit bushier. I'll just prune that maybe, and yeah, that sounds great. I'm gonna do that. Prune that, and then those growth points will activate more and it'll become more bushy, and then it can stay in here longer. Good idea, Emma. I am a genius. Where should I cut? Let me kind of rest this down. Here or one below? I mean, you're not gonna be able to answer this question by the time I've done it, but I think since this new leaf is out, oh god, there's just not that much internodal space. If I cut it as a bigger cutting, it'll last in the prop box for longer. So I think I'll just cut there. Dun, da, da, da. That is a beautiful cutting. Look at that. That's gonna make someone really happy. And then you can live in the box for longer, and hopefully those growth points will like actually pop, which would be amazing. So I think I'm just gonna pop this in some water for now and probably put it in sphagnum moss. But yeah, good stuff. Hi baby, how are you doing? You almost ready for some lunch? Do you want to have some lunch? I think it's time to give you some lunch. Yeah. Come on, baby. There you go. So while Cleo is slurping away at her food, this is actually the perfect time to chat about the sponsor of this portion of the video, Happy and Polly. So Happy and Polly make the most adorable cat accessories I have, I think, ever seen. They are so freaking cute. So when they reached out and wanted to sponsor this video for me and Cleo, I said abso-freaking-lutely. They very kindly sent us this bowl that Cleo is eating out of now, and next to it is the fountain that they sent me as well. It is the most adorable little planty fountain. They also very kindly sent Cleo this sort of leaf mat, which Cleo was a little skeptical about at first. She's always skeptical about new things to lay on. But once she got the hang of this bed, she absolutely loved it and had a nice cat nap in the sun. I also absolutely love Happy and Polly's cat trees. They have so many really aesthetic, cute cat trees. I really wish Cleo liked cat trees because I totally would have gotten her one. But she's just not that into them, so I don't think it'd be right for our home. But I think that they are super adorable, and there were so many cute ones to choose from, like this cactus scratching post thing and little clouds. They're just so freaking cute that it was super hard to resist. Happy and Polly have also given us a discount code to share with all of you, so if you want to get 10% off your orders with them, use this code. I will put the link down in the description as well, so you can get 10% off all your orders. Thank you so much, Happy and Polly, for sponsoring this video and the really adorable cat accessories for Cleo. Ooh. So I am far too lazy to get out my potting table, which I know I'm gonna do later, but like right this second, I don't feel like I have, it's not the vibe. I'd rather just like sit on the floor and chat with you guys. So, I have a potting mat. What do I want to do first? Let's do the Obavata first. Hopefully you can also like see what I'm doing, because otherwise this is pointless. Yeah, that's a good size, I think. Okay, so I'm gonna be using anthurium soil as Hoya's like that as well. This is the Soil Ninja stuff, my usual. If you didn't know, I'm an affiliate with them. If you want Soil Ninja soil, use the link in the description. I really hope I don't lose this plant. I really love it. But da, 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 da. But I thought as I did this, I could talk about my plant ban. I don't know if I've mentioned it yet. I think I probably have. But I am currently on a plant ban because I have a lot of plants. I have about 200. I've just made like more space for plants in the office by getting the Rudsta cabinet and those shelves. And I'm like really happy with where my collection is at this point. And I know I have like more space that I could fill in, but I don't necessarily want to fill it in. I mean, there's a couple reasons why I want to plant ban. Like, one, I feel like I've got a lot of plants, and like the care of them can be a lot, and I know I am full-time, so in theory I could just like care for them, but honestly caring for 200 plants is a full-time job in its own. Like, I could so easily just do plant care all day and not do any content or anything like that and still probably end up doing a full-time job. So it is quite a lot of work, which, I mean, it's fun work. I absolutely love it, but it is like, it's not a minimal sort of thing. There is stuff to be done with it. It's a hobby where you have to like maintain it. Like, it's not, I mean, maybe you do if you like collect stamps or something. I don't know. I don't know the stamp collector industry, but like, I feel like if you're collecting stamps, you put them in their little spot and maybe you spend an hour on it a week and you don't have to like maintain them. But with plants, because they're living things, you have to make sure that they continue to live. And that's like part of my job, which I freaking love. I will repeat it 1,000 times. I love doing plant care. I wouldn't be in this place if I didn't. I literally don't think I could. So I absolutely love it, and there's no question that I want to be doing this. Maybe. Sorry, I feel like my head is a bit all over the place today, and like I'm jumping from thought to thought a lot. But I was just thinking, because I finished potting that up, which was super easy. Like, just like a very, very simple potting up of a prop. But I was trying to think, because I have this, which is a Syngonium 3 Kings, which was a wishlist plant of mine, which I'm so, so happy to have now. But it was given to me by one of my patrons as a birthday gift. A bit of a belated one. My birthday was in June. But she'd been rooting it for ages and ages for me, and she wanted to make sure that it was like doing so, so well before it came my way, and it was healthy and nice and rooted. So like, we took a minute, which is totally fine. I'm not like worried about it, but I think I want to put it in pon. And I have these like more of the self-watering pots, but I need to figure out where the bottoms are for these. And I'm not too sure whether or not I like these ones too much. I don't dislike them, but I pulled one out earlier when I was doing the moss pulls, and it stank. It was smelly, and I think it's because the little cord was rotting, maybe? It's like a cotton cord, so like I get it, but it's kind of like, what am I supposed to do then? If I can't use this cotton cord, what do I use? What is this? Is this synthetic? It definitely feels more synthetic, but I really can't tell. I'm not like a fiber expert. But I have this bag of extra string that came from another one of the pots, the self-watering ones. But I don't know, I think it'll be okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna pot this in one of these, which will be fine. I think I used up all of my coarse semi-hydro mix as well, though, so I need to figure something out for these holes. I probably should just use my mesh. I probably have a piece cut. Yeah, that'll do. I can just tear that in half and lay it on the bottom. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, sorry. Like I said, my brain is a bit like today. My plant ban, yes, that's what I was talking about. The other aspect of my plant ban that I want to talk about is I need to be saving money at this point in time. I know we are in the middle of an economic crisis, at least here in the UK. I'm not sure about the rest of the world, but here in the UK we are not in a good place, sort of general financially, and everything is increasing in price. Like, groceries are more expensive, whereas we used to spend like £40 on a shop for a week for Joe and myself. Now we're spending like 80 or more on like the exact same shop, which is like, it's kind of concerning, but it is what it is, and we can't really do anything about it because the cost of things is just increasing, which is unfortunate. So it's just something to be aware of, and I'm trying to like save money on plants because I don't necessarily need more. And then the last aspect of it is like the winter aspect. So it is, I mean, it's not too cold quite yet. You probably still could get away with sending plants and it wouldn't be an issue, but we're getting to the point very, very soon in the year, because it's like November at this point. Like, we're at the point where we shouldn't be, there we go, that's a good bottom layer, where we shouldn't be shipping plants, like especially without heat packs. But I don't trust shipping plants at the minute as well because of the postal strikes in the UK. Oh my goodness, there's so many roots on this. She wasn't lying when she said she rooted it. Oh my goodness, do you see those roots? Those are gorgeous. And this is like a really nice moss and perlite mix. Very, very healthy plant. Oh, what was I saying? Oh yeah, like just shipping plants at this time of year when it's getting colder is not ideal. A lot of plants would prefer warmer temperatures. Most plants, especially tropical ones, they're like sort of temp range that they can tolerate for like periods of time is above 18 degrees, and it is not above 18 degrees anymore at all. Also, sorry if you can hear hammering. My downstairs neighbors, like 2 floors down, are renovating, and you can literally hear the hammer reverberate through the entire like set of flats, which is pretty insane if you ask me, but it's just what it is. So yeah, a lot of plants aren't going to be happy with being colder than that, especially, I mean, I know you can have a heat pack and you can insulate the box and stuff like that, but at this point you just don't know, and unless you're sending it special delivery, first class, signed for next day, it's probably not going to get there within a day anyways because of the Royal Mail strikes. Like, post has been going so slow, and I know of people who've literally had plants get lost in the mail because of, I don't know if it's because of the strikes exactly, but like there was something that was mailed to Claire that was supposed to get there like late September. It literally never showed up. And I know it was just something small, but at the same time it's like, that is not good. That is really bad. So it's just one of those things where you're like, I don't want to risk like buying plants if they're gonna get stuck in the mail or not do well. I know like a lot of plant sellers and online shops will ship through like DPD or Every or DHL or UPS even, but like I just don't need to take that risk at the minute. So I think I started this in October, my plant ban, probably early mid-October, and my goal is to make it through until March on not buying plants. If I desperately need something for a video for this channel, I can get it, but I prefer to get it in person rather than online. And I can swap if I want to, because that's not spending money, and if I'm swapping, that means I'm getting rid of plants as well, so that like takes away 2 of the 3 main reasons why I'm on my plant ban. So I can swap if I want to swap, and if I really need something for a video, I can get it, but I am like trying to be extremely strict with myself. And I know I was supposed to try and like not buy plants for most of the year and like just do swaps, but obviously that didn't work out. I can make a video closer to the end of the year, maybe in December, about how much money I spent on plants this year. I don't know if that's something that you would be interested in. If it is, do let me know down below if you think you'd find that interesting. I'm always curious to see how much people spend on plants in a year, and I know I probably spend more than your average folk because it's my job, but I think it is still interesting to see. So yeah, that's kind of my whole reasoning behind everything, and I'm hoping that it does good things for my collection. Like, obviously I just had the swap and I got the plants from that, and I'm super excited about those, but other than those, I'm trying to be very careful with what I actually bring into my home at the minute, which I think is pretty reasonable. This is, oh god, I don't want to get rid of this moss. I'm going to save this moss because it's good moss. Not me plant. Why is the lighting so like yellow? I'm sorry, it's like not yellow in the room, so I don't know why it's so yellow here. But this is my Hoya parasitica black margin. Come on, focus. There we go. And it's just on a bit of a trellis, but it's been in moss for ages. But I've started seeing some decent roots in there, so I figured I should probably pot it up, and I think it would like that a bit better than growing in moss. I mean, not that it minds growing in moss. I feel like they're pretty good at being okay with it, but I really just want it to grow well for me, and so I think soil is a good place to go with that. And I'm going to keep it on the trellis because I've already like wrapped it around it pretty intensely. Is anyone else on a plant ban at the minute? Is anyone else trying to save money on plants or scared of shipping in the cold? Like, what sort of relationship do you have right now with your plant collection? Oh, another reason is obviously we're going into winter here in the UK, and I'm trying to like keep my collection happy and healthy over the winter months, so I'm going to be trying to focus my energy instead of on getting new plants, on keeping the collection I have as happy as possible and pest free. I do have a couple bits of pests that I'm treating, and I'll show you some later today that I am working with at the moment. But yeah, I'm just still trying to constantly spray my plants with spider mites with alcohol like once a week. And I have some plants that had thrips, which I've sprayed them a couple times with Pronto and I haven't seen anything since, but I'm just going to keep spraying them for a little bit just in case, because I just feel like I really want to eradicate the thrips from my collection. I feel like I've almost constantly had some plant or another with thrips throughout the past like couple years. I have definitely not been pest free. A lot of my collection is pest free as far as I know. But there are just a handful of plants that have pests on them that I am trying to be very on top of treating, and I feel like I have less energy to do that when I am dealing with new plants, which I think is fair. Also, like, my fungus gnat issue is like insane, and I feel like I've been trying to treat it, but it just does not, like, nothing has like done the job. I mean, I think they're all helping a little bit, but nothing has like actually eradicated them. Like, I really wish there was a Pronto for fungus gnats. I know mosquito bits is like supposed to be like that, but trying it like kind of helped, but I just haven't been able to actually get rid of them. I don't know if the problem is just so big that I need to keep trying for a really long time, but it like they stress me out, and they're like, I know they're not actually harming my plants really, but they annoy me, and I'm pretty sure a lot of my moss poles have fungus gnats, which I feel like I spoke about that in a recent video, but I tried to like hydrogen peroxide those in hopes that that would help them go away, but I don't know if it has. And I know I definitely have gnats in the cabinet, and I know a lot of my moss poles have gnats, so I'm just assuming a lot of my soil plants have gnats. I have tried putting diatomaceous earth over the top of a lot of soils. I showed that over on Instagram a while ago, and I can talk a little bit about diatomaceous earth here now. I can make a full video on that too if that's something people want, but basically it's like really tiny razor sharp, like microscopic size shells, I think, that essentially cut the exoskeletons of any sort of bugs that crawl across them, both good and bad. It doesn't discriminate, and the exoskeletons being cut dehydrates the pests or the bugs and slowly just kills them. So it is a good thing to put on the top of your soil if you're trying to kill those fungus gnat larvae or fungus gnat adults, but once you've watered, it kind of like dissipates a little bit, so you need to be like very on top of it. Maybe I could put sand on top of them, but honestly I feel like I'd need to do it on almost my entire collection at this point, which I don't feel like I've got the time for. So maybe it's just literally every time I water, I need to water with mosquito bit stuff. I probably should, to be honest, because there's no other way, I don't think, that I'm going to be able to get rid of them fully, which is kind of annoying. Just one of the parts of having plants is having a bajillion fungus gnats flying around your face all the frickin' time. So Hoyaroots like really cling onto moss. I don't know if anyone else has found that to be the case, but I have. They're like not the thickest of roots, and so the moss just kind of gets stuck to them. I mean, they're growing into the moss, which is the goal of the moss, but at the same time it makes it kind of hard to get them off, get the moss off later. I'm almost done. I've nearly, very, very nearly gotten it all off. Okay, since it's only going into soil, I'm like not too worried about that. I think that should be fine. A little bit of moss isn't going to kill the plant. Yeah, let's do this pot. And again, with the Anthurium soil, which I'm actually running out of, so I need to buy some more of that. Doing this one-handed is hard. I've also gotten into a weird habit of filling my plant pots up too high with soil. So like you're supposed to leave some room at the top, and it really helps when watering, because when you're watering, if it doesn't like immediately soak down into the soil, you're spilling water all over the place. And so yeah, like I did it on this one, like I filled it all the way to the freaking top with soil, which I literally don't need to be doing. I don't know why I've been doing that. Maybe I'll take some of that out of this one. It's like, why? There's no reason to fill it that intensely. Like, it's just become a weird habit of mine to fill it up so high. And it makes it so much harder to to keep the plant watered, because the soil is up at the top of the rim. So anyways, that's better. I will get these watered and that should be fine. I was gonna do the Allocator Platinum as well. Grab it. This is another new one I got recently, but it's just popped out this leaf here, and I think I want to make sure that it's ready before I do anything to it. It literally just unfurled this morning, and I also need to dump out some of this water because I poured a bunch of water in. Maybe I'll just water this. Is that a bad idea? It's probably a bad idea, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Yee. That doesn't fit. Yeah. So like this one, it's so rooted. It's like 1000% ready to go into whatever. But I think I need to wait for this leaf to do its thing before I do anything. So maybe another day or two before I can do anything on that. But it should be fine. It'll be fine. I think that's all the repotting I'm gonna do for right this second. I'm gonna go now do another spray of those moss poles in the bathtub. So let's go do that. I mean, you've seen me do moss poles about 1 billion times, but it's one of my like very, very regular plant chores, and the ones in the cabinet don't have cups on them, so it needs to happen. So let's do it. So this one definitely needs cut. Look at that. And maybe I'll prop it back into the bottom. I'm not sure. It's quite full at the bottom, so don't know if it needs that. Everything else in here is doing really well. I should probably add more moss to a couple of these lazy poles, like this one. The Amydrium's pretty much at the top. So its next leaf will need something higher to attach to, which I can provide. So the brandy is doing so freaking well, like oh my goodness. Like ever since I chopped it, it's just been pushing out so many growth points. So like this top bit is a new growth point with literally the biggest leaves it has on the entire plant, which is awesome. It, like the one right below it pushed out a growth point, and then like 3 or 4 down, there's another growth point there. So it's just doing amazingly. Hopefully I can prop the cutting I took and put it back in here to fill out this bottom bit, because I feel like it's gonna need it. I might just work on trying to get this one like big and bushy, and then when it is, work on extending the pole, because it's got a short pole. But you can see the roots in the back there, which are lovely. They're going all the way down into the soil, which is awesome. I don't know how I feel about my Syngonium pink splash, red spot, whatever this one is. I think that's the same thing. Like, part of me thinks it's cool, and like I like this leaf and like the very sectoral variegation on some of the others, but I think the green, quote unquote, because it's like a more browny green, it doesn't excite me as much. It just looks very muddy, which isn't my favorite, so I might end up selling this one eventually. Probably not for a while. The Syndapsis Silver Hero is doing really well. It had that like massive gap there, which I would love to fill in. I don't quite know how, but it is, like I'm pretty sure it's rooting to the pole, so we will see what I do with this one. I might give it some more moss at some point, maybe later today, maybe not. We'll find out. And then I think this is the Gigas, and it's doing okay. It definitely like started going bigger, which was awesome, and then it's kind of going smaller again, so not sure. This leaf was smaller and then this one's bigger again. This one doesn't look huge, so I'm not sure how it's doing. Maybe it's just getting used to being on the pole, because I feel like I put this on relatively recently, so yeah. And then the Silver Lady, right? Yeah, the Silver Lady is doing quite well as well. This leaf is my favorite leaf on the whole plant, but then the following one was like really skinny, oddly skinny. So I don't know, I need to make sure that it's definitely sticking to the pole, because I'm not sure it is. Again, this is a fairly new one on here, but this was the one I was talking about that smelled rancid, and it's definitely got a bit of like mold bits on there, which isn't ideal. So we will see. Hopefully it's not rotting in there. It doesn't look like it's rotting, and it's still growing, so that's good, but I'm not sure about it. But yeah, I think these are probably going to be wet enough. I'm just going to leave them in here to drip dry for quite a while, actually. Let them dry off a bit more. God, friggin' fungus gnats having a friggin' field day on these moss poles. I'm sure of it. I don't know what to do about that. We still don't know. So anyways, gonna leave these here and carry on with something else, I guess. While I'm waiting for my plants in the bathtub to dry a little bit, I've just made myself a cup of tea and sat down to reply to some comments on YouTube, check out my Patreon and make sure I've responded to all the messages there, and on my Discord, and overall just some general admin-y stuff. Not that exciting, but stuff that needs to be done, and I really love chatting with all of you in the community and trying to answer as many questions and stuff as possible. So it is important, and it's a part of the job that I really like sometimes. So this leaf on my allocator poly is unfortunately going. It is the oldest one on it, so I'm not that upset about it. It's probably because I recently switched it to pond and the light's getting lower, so it's completely normal. I'm not worried about it, but I'm gonna have to cut it off, so let's cut it off. R.I.P. leaf. You're beautiful. You served me well. You lasted the longest. I'm so proud of you. I love you, leaf. I am just sitting down with my lunch now and gonna watch some TV. I just started watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which I've never watched before, and I think I like it. I'm like 5 episodes in, so I'm not sure yet, but so far I don't hate it and I don't want to turn it off. So I'm taking that as a good sign. I'm gonna eat my lunch and then probably try and film a video. So I'm just going to put my mouse poles back in the cabinet so my cabinet looks nice and full while I film a video. Do you hear that? I think they just started drilling in the construction downstairs and like hammering a lot, which is not ideal for me filming a video. So I might wait to see if they stop, because that's annoying and I would hate to have to edit around that. I really want them to stop. Okay, we might take things slower than expected. Maybe in the meantime, yeah, that's a good idea, Emma. I am going to pest treat some plants. So I have some plants that had thrips that I'm going to Bravonto. So let's do that. Back to the bathroom. Gonna let these drip dry for a little while and then I'll put them back. Hopefully the drilling will stop soon, but it doesn't really sound like it. So I've just changed into a bit of a different t-shirt because I like to wear different things in every single video. Don't know why. Even if I film on the same day, I'm like, I'm gonna change my top. Anyways, I've just changed and I'm about to film my video. So here we go. So I have just finished filming. Yes, I can change back into my comfy clothes now. Oh my goodness, it was such a pain. I feel like the work started and stopped a couple times while I was filming, and every time it did, I would just stress me out so much because it just like kills my train of thought. It's fine, I managed to get everything in and I'm super excited about this video. So it'll all be good, but yeah, I'm just going to tidy up from this and then I think have a little bit of a break and maybe a snack because I'm hungry. Got myself some cheese and crackers and I'm gonna watch TV because my head has like turned off now that I finished filming. Like, it was like, you're done filming? Okay. And so now it's off. I don't know if any of you have that or if it's just me, but I need to take a mental break for a minute. I think I'm gonna watch Love is Blind. I love trashy reality TV. It's great. So yeah, gonna take a break and then I'll get back to some plant chores a little bit later after my snack and TV. So I just didn't film an end to this daily life video. I think the evening ran away from me. I don't typically film in the evening, so it kind of just went over my head. I ended up falling asleep while watching Love is Blind. I think I was just pooped from trying to film. Sometimes when I'm filming, especially videos that are a lot more information based, it just like takes it all out of me. And so I just passed out watching TV. I ended up waking up when Joe got home and we ordered some pizza for dinner and just had the rest of the night be a nice, chill, relaxing evening. Not much substance to it. But yeah, that is a day in my life. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thank you so much for being here. I also want to give a really big thank you to my new patrons. So thank you so much Lisa, Liv Kirsch, Todd Johnson, Vicky, Shannon, and Helen for joining the Good Growing fam. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up down below and leave a comment on other houseplanty things you'd like me to talk about in the future, and subscribe for more. I hope you all have a wonderful day and I will see you next time. Bye!